Hi guys, welcome back. So it's winter time and I have gotten all of my rods and reels out of my boat. It's time to do our yearly service, something I do every year. I, I just do very basic servicing on the reels and also I do on the rods as well. And I'll show you what I mean by that. You don't want to ignore your rods. Sometimes a little bit gunk, debris, stuff get in the eyes and stuff, especially whenever you use braid and braid the fluoro leaders all the time, like I do. So I'm going to show you what I do, and it helps. It helps these reels last a long time. Like this reel right here, particularly, is a Lew's LFS. I bought probably 10 or 12 years ago. And you can tell that thing is worn out. Like we're missing a Lew's thing. It's all scratched up. But because I take care of the reels every year, just doing basic oiling and cleaning, it's lasted this long. And it's a good reel. I mean, this thing is as quiet as it can be. So, but yeah, let me put the camera on a mount and we'll go over it. And I'll show you what I use and what all you need. Yeah, so I got you on, I got my hands free now, so you're on my new little neck mount here. These are all my rods. Got some crappie stuff over here, some walleye stuff, catfish stuff. And then these are all of my rods. Now, I usually have all this in my boat, but I've been kind of only putting rods in there that I'm actually using, which are these. These are the rods that I'm actually using right now, plus my spinning rods. And then my BFS rod, which I've already cleaned and serviced that reel. I did that last night. And then I just got thinking, you know what, I probably should just do a video doing this and showing you what I do. So this is my little table right here. You want paper towels. You want some reel oil, which I use this Lucas stuff just because I got a whole thing of it over there. And when I fish, specifically fishing for Soldiers Tournament for the last few years, this is in your little swag bag. So you get a free bottle of oil, and I have a bunch of that. And then I ordered these little Q-tips. These are non-lint Q-tips from Amazon. And then you want to get you an old brush, which if you go to the dentist like I have recently, well, you get the dentist gives you a free toothbrush when you leave. So that's what we're going to use. That was courtesy of the last dentist appointment a couple weeks ago. So that's all you need. And then a bowl of soapy hot water. Oh, and grease. I forgot about that. This is the most important thing. You got to have your grease for your reel, which it don't take a whole lot. It does not take a whole lot of grease at all. First thing you want to do is take your reel apart, and I kind of forgot how to take the Lew's apart. That's it. That's all I do right there. I just pull the side plate off. I pull the line thing out, and that's it. That is all I do right there. I don't take this apart usually, but I'm gonna show y'all just basic stuff. This is just basic maintenance stuff that you have to do to keep your reels going. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, then you can just take it to your local reel repair guy, and he'll just go all the way through it, and it'll come back to you serviced up, cleaned up, and look like a brand new reel. I don't really go that far in depth with this. So first thing I'm gonna do is pull this out. These are your brakes right here. You wanna clean those real good. You don't wanna put no oil on those. That has no oil. This is a no oil zone on these little magnets right here, because this is your brake. Now, what I will do is, once I get my little Q-tip here, I'll go down and I'll clean this bearing. There's a bearing right there. And I'll clean this bearing really good. See, look at there, we got a little bit of dirt. a little bit. That's a lot of dirt. So you get all that out of there, all that out of there. Clean around, clean down through here a little bit. Probably get another Q-tip because that one's pretty trash. All right, that's pretty much done right there. Then I will take my oil. Remember, don't put no oil on these magnets, but you can put oil right here on the center of this bearing right here. That's it. That's all it takes. Just takes a little drop. All right, so now that's done right there. And then you have your line spool here. I wish I had some tape, and I don't have any tape, but usually you put tape on here to kind of hold that line down. I'll just use my finger for right now. And then I'll just clean it. I'll get some more Q-tips here. Clean around the bottom right here, around the back side. Clean that bearing. This is a bearing right here. That's just a little bearing. So you clean that bearing right there real good. Come over on the other side. Clean inside right here. Clean right here. See, and that wasn't that bad. I mean, it was dirty, but it really wasn't that bad. All right, so now that is pretty much done. Now right here, now this, you have some screws right here. You could take that right there apart if you know what you're doing. I don't do it. I don't see the need to do it. So I just don't. I'll loosen the drag up. That don't be concerned over that. That's just that thing down in there. That's where we'll take our Q-tip. Our Q-tip's gonna go down in there. It's gonna clean inside, clean around. Well, look at there. Look how dirty it was. Wow. That was disgusting. You're gonna go through a lot of Q-tips, so get a bunch of them. And I'm just going to clean right through here, clean the worm gear. We'll come back to that in just a minute. Clean a little spool area right here. Clean all that. Clean all this right here. Look there. Nasty. Well, this reel right here was dirty. This is one of my best reels right here, I think. Like, this thing has lasted me a long time. I just don't see the need to replace it. That's why I never did. So to get down in there, we're gonna dip our little toothbrush right here. And we're gonna scrub right inside here a little bit. Just kind of get down in there, clean it real good. Wow, look at there, dirty. She was nasty. Clean all this. Clean right through here. You know, just gotta do your, we're just doing basic stuff right here. That's all we're doing. All right, then we'll wipe it out with a paper towel. You know, you don't want to soak it. You don't want to like just put all kinds of water and stuff on there and soak your reels. You just want to do a little bit. And we got the wire feed right here. We'll put a Q-tip in there a little bit, clean that out. See, that thing was nasty inside there. All right, now back to the worm gear. This is where I said we'll come back to. Now this is where you put a little bit of grease at. Okay, a little bit of grease in the worm gear. Just a little bit. And what I like about these lues is that's an aluminum piece right there. That is aluminum. On the Shimano's, it looks like it's plastic. On the Ceratos, I mean, it's black. I don't know if it's aluminum or plastic or what, but on the lues here, specifically these LFSs, that's a metal worm gear in there. So Oh, reel that in there real good. All right, now back to the line spool here. We're going to put a little bit of oil right here on this bearing. Okay, right there. That's it. I'm going to put a little bit right here on this shaft. Okay, and that's it. Just a drop or two. And then I'm going to stick it down in there like that. My line. There we go. There we go. Now we got the line in. Okay. Now remember, whenever I said about this oil right here, I just leave it down there. That way it soaks in there real nice and good. And there we go. That's it. That is all I do right there. Look how quiet she is. She's quiet now. And that's it. That is all I do. Oh yeah, I forgot about one more thing. Pull off the tension here. Sometimes there's a bearing down in there. Yep, there's a bearing right there. So we'll put like a little drop right there. Just a little drop. That's it. That's all we'll do. Tighten our drag back down. Boom. We're done. And now that reel right there is done. I'll clean it up a little bit more. Get a little bit of the excess grease off. Maybe that I might have accidentally touched with my nasty hands. And we will put it back on the rod. All right, let me show y'all what I do with my rods. All right, on my rods, I have several different brands of rods. I have some Dixie Custom rods. It's a local rod builder. I have a Daiwa rod there. I've got some Shimano SLXs. I got this Shimano X-Pride. I've got a bunch of Cashion rods. I really like the Cashion rods. I got a bunch of those. And but yeah, and some G Loomis GLXs over there. I've got all kinds of different brands of rods. I don't have sponsors, so I just use whatever I can get my hands on. On the reel, on the guides here, see how these guides right here are kind of dirty and nasty, and a little bit of debris and stuff in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I'll take my toothbrush, right, and I'll just clean the guides. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm just cleaning the guides, every single one of them. You don't want to go too rough on there and break your tips and break your guides and stuff. And if you break guides doing this, then that guide was pretty much already broke. You just helped it come all the way off. This is a good time to also inspect your rod and to take it to a rod repair place if you do have some guides that are coming off. Like two of those rods right there is actually about to go to the local rod repair place. I use Knox Rod and Reel over there in Seymour. He's put on some guides and some other rods for me that were discontinued. And man, he did a heck of a job. He did a great job. He actually matched them up perfectly. Matched up the guides like to perfect. Honestly, couldn't even tell that it had been repaired. And here's another thing I do. I pull all the reel seats off and I just kind of clean them and all that good stuff, and just kind of go through them and clean her rods up. That's really about it. I don't have any, and then I'll take a microfiber, or what do you call it, the fiber towels, and I'll just clean the rods real good. This is where I normally would spray a little bit of cleaner on here, but I don't have any. I don't have any up here right now. I'm going to get some, and I thought I did, but just use something like Lucas, it's kind of like a car wax or something, one of those quick detail wax things. I usually use the bass boat saver, but I'm out of it. I ain't got no more. Where I cleaned my boat the other day. But that's it. That's pretty much what I do. I'll put my reel back on. That was on the rod. And that is it, folks. That's all I do. So that's what I do every year around wintertime. All right, well, there we go. That's all I do. I just do very basic servicing on my reels and my rods around the wintertime every year. It just helps my stuff to last a whole lot longer. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. And we appreciate you watching. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.